The Conor knee situation is the best thing to ever happen to him, and I'm going to explain why. You got to rewind the clocks back a little bit. I did miss prime Conor McGregor. Maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I never liked him. I missed all of the hustle and bustle. I missed all of the Irish fans flying over to America for all of his fights. The crowds chanting, the way he's energizing the press conferences. I saw it. What bothered me was kind of just being mean. That bothered me a little bit. I love martial arts. I love watching two guys nearly kill each other and you know, in the mind of Dricus du Plessis, being willing to die. I love that. I love the willingness to give everything in the pursuit of being the best. I think it's great. I think it's admirable, but I just didn't like how he was mean to people. So maybe that sounds weak. I don't know what it sounds like to you, but the way he would insult people, get inside their mind, particularly what I'm thinking of is the Dustin thing. Your wife was in my, it's like, dude, you can insult the guy, but when you're talking about somebody's wife, I don't know, man, just very tasteless. I get it. It gets the clicks. It gets the reaction. So appreciation. I do have appreciation for Conor. He made the sport what it was, and if it wasn't for him, I'm sure I never would have gotten into it. I wouldn't have found out about it. It wouldn't have bloomed and exploded in the way that it has in the last even 15 years. It's just exploded and become this huge, you know, you hear Dana talking about comparing himself with the NFL. Conor had a colossal role in that. There's no one in the sport, there's no one in media, there's no athlete that would tell you that Conor wasn't instrumental in that. So appreciation is something I have for him, but liking him as a person. I can dislike someone as a person, but also appreciate when they get in the octagon, everything that they do, all of the hard work, their techniques, his karate, wide stance style. It's exciting style. It's just his personality rubbed me, that arrogant, brash, you know. That being said, here's why I say that this leg break is one of the best things ever. He has been talking a lot. He does a lot of talking. If you're new to this, he does a lot of talking. And he's been talking about faith. He's been talking about Christianity. Now, I haven't been able to identify whether it seems to be Orthodox or Catholic or maybe even Reformed Presbyterian, something along those lines. It's hard to tell exactly what. I know that a lot of Irish tend to be Catholic, if I'm not mistaken, and I think Protestant as well. But with him, he's just talking about faith. He's talking about being a changed man. You know, he's been in the headlines quite a lot for not good reasons in the past few years, and he's saying he's changing. He's becoming this new person. Now with Conor, as we all know, he talks a lot. You don't know if it's authentic. You don't know if the guy has become someone who is truly different or if he's just saying things to get clicks, to get headlines, to stay relevant, to sell more Proper 12. You don't know. So for me, I hear all that as a believer myself and I go, yeah, that's nice. We'll see. Time will tell. Sorry, I thought my camera died. The fruit will tell whether or not this person is authentic in the coming years. When things get difficult, when he starts making more money, when he's in the headlines, when everyone's praising him and loving him again, how is he going to behave? What kind of character is he really going to show? Is it a real change or is it just, oh, I'm Christian because it's popular now, or I believe in God because people are going to like me for doing that? Is it authentic? And so, you know, I like the sport. I like the media. I love everything about the sport. I've even taken class, you know, you take class and there's truly nothing like martial arts, like mixed martial arts, like sparring. I mean, you feel like a different person when you come out on the other side of your first spar or your first couple spar. You're like, oh my goodness, like it clears your mind. It's that Fight Club thing. It really does. It's a transformative thing that changes how you see. It's not a paradigm shift totally, but I mean, it really does. If you talk to, if you've never been in the ring with a guy trying to take your head off, talk to someone who has, and they'll tell you about sort of a shift in a mentality, in a good way. It adds an aspect to life that you just didn't realize was there, and it almost de-stresses you in a way. You'd think it would stress you out. It does the opposite. You don't know if this change is authentic, and this guy is coming back. We see him come back. Okay, he's gonna fight. Well, he's not gonna fight. He's gonna fight. He's not gonna fight. Finally, it comes out he's gonna fight. Okay, so he's been tweeting this God stuff. He continues to tweet this God stuff. Here's why I think that, from my perspective, this is one of the best things that might ever happen to him. He is going to find out. We as the public are going to find out. He's been talking for years, saying crazy stuff, doing some crazy stuff, doing probably some not so good stuff. We're going to find out who he really is when everything he's been working towards does fail. Now, we did have the leg break towards Dustin, and that was a very dark time for him as well, I'm sure. But the comeback, 5 years off, and he breaks his leg, that fall is going to test this thing that he's been spouting. I'm a changed man. I believe in God. God is looking out for me. No one can stop me because I have the power of God. We're going to see if it's authentic. He goes into this, he's training the media, he's finally there, he gets it. I was one of those guys, I'm not believing it until he gets in the octagon. He got in the octagon. The world is going crazy. It's I don't do betting, but it's the most bet on, it's just a metric to show that a lot of people, it's the most bet on fight in, MMA history or something. Everyone wanted to see, everyone wanted to believe. So was the God thing, and I'm bringing that up a lot because, I have those beliefs, but I don't know if it's real for this guy. He gets in there, he breaks his leg. Doesn't break his leg, hurts his knee. Might be, it could be an ACL. It also could be a tendon tear. I listened to a doctor talk about it. Point is, he's out. All of this workup, nothing happens. We don't get a fight. It's another version of the camera issue. It's another version of the Joshua Van and Pantoja fight. It's another version of the Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall fight. You have all this buildup. Everyone is looking forward, and it's so deflating. It's such a letdown. He walks out of the octagon with his head down. He doesn't even have time to change. He's in his, fighting shorts. He's in the lowest place possible. He tweets out, "I'm looking face to face with the devil." It's in these moments where we as the public will find out, we don't know what's really going on, but we're gonna see how he behaves when everything that he was orchestrating fails. We're gonna see if this character change is authentic or just something for the camera, something to get good graces of the public on his side again. We're gonna see how he behaves, and not 3 hours after he's admitted to the hospital, he's talking about his issue. 3 hours later, he's tweeting out an elongated version of the Apostles' Creed. It's either the Apostles' Creed or the Nicene Creed. It's the core tenets of Christianity. I believe in God the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, and in Jesus Christ, one and only Son, and it's a longer version of it. So it seems to me that maybe this is authentic. Maybe, just maybe, all of this was to get him to the point where he's on his knees before God. Now, either way, whether it's authentic or not, I'm not one to rejoice. Of course, I'm not one to rejoice at someone getting an injury, an athlete getting seriously injured and feeling all this shame. I'm not rejoicing in his downfall the other night. What I am saying is that maybe something great will come from the humbling of Conor McGregor. Maybe he needed it. Maybe we don't understand the vision long term. I don't know. He's experienced the highs. That man has had access to money, success, and fame in athleticism, money, media that most of us will never touch in our lives. He's seen the best of the best. I don't think it was enough for him. I think he found something that's real, and I hope it's authentic, that he stays in communion with God during the hardest parts of his time, and as he's making more money, and as he comes back, hopefully in 2027, for the last fight of his career, I hope, or on last fight in his contract, I hope he comes back, and if he gets a win, that he glorifies God once again. Now, I realize I don't want to beat a dead horse out there. This is at the core of who I am, I want it to be. It's very hard. It's almost arrogant to say, you hear these, I'm a Christian, you're so good. But it is what I try to be, is to represent Christ. Very hard. It's very hard. But I talk a lot about it. I don't mean to ruin an MMA video with all this Jesus, but it is the most important thing to me, and I want the most important thing for him, even though I never liked him. Even though I disliked him. I disliked John Jones, even still. You have people that are just morally bankrupt, who are doing horrible things to people or acting in a mean way. I know it sounds like I'm a middle schooler with his clipboard and like, well, you're not getting a hall pass today because you said a mean. Character matters, and I get selling the fight. I really do. I understand that, and I'm thankful that guy was there to build the sport in the way that he did. But I hope that the darkest night of his life is filled with the lightest light imaginable. On this show, I just wanted to make something that, I can talk about the greatest sport in the world. Owen Lee Productions is the name of the documentary channel. And I say documentary, but it's kind of more of a docu-movie or a movie. So I try and make it not just a David Attenborough, one of the greatest of all time, but I'm not trying to, here is Dustin Poirier at age, it doesn't work for the style that I'm going for. I want to make it sort of like a movie or like an exciting thing with a narrative. So those are, if you put the @ sign in the search bar, if you're searching for my channel, it's @ Owen Lee Productions. Thank you guys so much. See you soon.